You know, I felt empty, and I was like, I couldn't believe that I had not. It was the first time I was really realizing that, like, you know, he is battling this disorder, and I had 12 years of my life where I kind of put it to the side.
Have you ever stopped to think about what your soul says about you? Is it the story of who you are, where you've been, and where you're going? Each soul is a symbol. Each step is what it means. The people we've become, and the fear we've pushed through. With every step that you take, what does your soul say about you? The souls you walk in, each unique in texture and thread, tell a story, your story. A tale of triumph through the lows into the highs, the victories and defeats, the hellos and goodbyes, a generation that's fearless.
What's up, world? I'd like to welcome you to Soul Connection, where we dive deep into life, culture, and meaningful conversation, all while unleashing creativity on a pair of iconic sneakers guided by questions from the SoleTies card game. You know, the idea behind Soul Connection started with a simple question. If each step we take helps to explain our journey, then what do our souls say about us? They're more than just fashion. They carry our journey, our experiences, and the steps that we've taken. And during a time in history where many are learning to acknowledge our pain, our past, and our present, it also feels like a period where we acknowledge our differences between each other, more so than the ways that we are actually connected. And honestly, I'm learning that it really does matter to have those spaces where you can connect and have these deep conversations. But let me break down the rules of Soul Connection. It's an experience that's as simple as it is profound. You see, we've got a deck of SoleTies game cards, each with a color representing a different level of depth. And so the lighter colors are casual, the mid-tones go a bit deeper, and the darkest color, well, that's where all the magic happens. Two guests will take turns. They'll draw cards, the person holding the card asks the other person to pick a color, and then the questions begin. They answer, share, and connect, all while painting on these sneakers. While the responses are shared, the markers are used to create these visual representations. Representation inspired by the conversation. You see, this is Soul Connection, a conversation series where two people, strangers, couples, friends, and for this episode, myself and a special guest come together over a game of SoleTies and sneaker design. And today, for our first pilot debut episode, we have a special guest, a sneaker designer from Puma, previous college athlete, and the designer of the shoes that we'll be creating on today. But before we get started, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the canvas that we'll be using for today, the sneakers. The LaFrancé and Puma moment is the second colorway of the LaFrancé Puma collaboration, and it released on Friday, July 19th. This silhouette is Melo's first off-court shoe. It's a very energetic take on the popular Chucky skate sneaker, featuring a leather canvas up and a cup sole that is decorated in Melo's lingo. The LaFrancé features a chunky outline, fat laces, and exaggerated proportions, taking inspiration from skate shoe footwear of the 1990s and the 2000s. I introduce to you a conversation and craft style series with myself and sneaker designer Noah Bice. Welcome to Soul Connection. What's good, Noah? It's truly an honor to have you here today, from literally Cali to Boston to being here in Connecticut for Soul Connection.
Yeah,
and,
crazy journey.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Thank you for coming to Connecticut to participate in something that's refreshing, something that's new to me, and something that I think might be new for the world. Today we're going to play SoleTies, and we're going to be drawing on sneakers that you designed.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
And these just released, and these are the LaFrancé moments, and that's like beautiful to be able to craft something on shoes that you designed.
Yeah.
So wild.
Wild. moment in time.
For real, and they're called the moment, right?
Yeah.
So what inspired you, before we even get started, like what inspired you to design these shoes, or like how did this design specifically come about?
First off, thank you for having me here. It's an honor. Picking up the phone and calling me, couldn't be more blessed to be here, so I appreciate that. What inspired these, it's my first shoe. Shout out to Jeremy, the boy, the man. He gave me this opportunity to be on the Puma Hoops team, and then to design this shoe, which is wild. It's Mellow Ball's first lifestyle shoe. I just wanted to come through with something that was loud, that expressed, elevated Melo's vibe. And I think it's really dope because, Melo wears these expensive shoes, chunky, it's kind of that era. And like the 7th, 8th grader that wants to feel like him, express themselves in that way, they can't afford those really expensive shoes. So this one has that same feel, same premium vibe, and it's super accessible for those people. So yeah.
Now that's fire. Yeah. And like even just holding the shoe itself, it has a lot of weight to it.
Yeah.
You can like see the detail. Like I'm looking at one of one, not from here. All things that I think I resonate with.
Yeah. Me too.
Right? And they got the hearts here. And you mentioned the word accessibility.
Yeah.
Like, can you speak to why it's important for accessibility, why it's important for people of all different walks of life to have access to just shoes, or just these shoes in general?
I mean, like, I grew up in a household with like, we'll talk about it, but special needs, brother. So I was like the younger brother and the older brother at the same time. And, having things be accessible for him, is like a extreme example of accessibility. But for real, like everybody, like being able to relate with what you're saying, maybe it's in a simple way so everybody gets it. Less expensive shoes so everyone can get their hands on it. It's important to share, beautiful things with everybody.
No, that's fast. Cause I remember growing up too. It's funny because growing up, my mom, like she would get me things when I worked hard for it, right?
Yeah.
And I know the kids at school was always wearing like Jordans. And so my mom would buy me Jordans, but they were Team Jordans.
Yeah.
Right? So talk about accessibility, right? The accessible joints, right? And don't get me wrong, they probably was the same price as the other joints, but I was just wearing the team ones. And I go to school the next day with a new fresh fit, and I go to school with these Team Jordans thinking I'm the man, and I'm like, wait, these not the 7s. These like the 7.1s. Right?
But it was from love.
It was from love. It was from love, and that's ultimately what matters at the end of the day. I guess when you're older as a kid, now it's like, I want these Jordans, right? Which is so funny. But really quickly, I just want to like share with you that, again, it's an honor for you to be here. And this idea, like Soul Connections and SoleTies, the card game is about 3-4 years old. Right?
Yeah.
And we're sitting here today because of the people that I've been able to meet and the people you've met along your journey. I remember when I was in a business accelerator program in Hartford, and I met a gentleman named Jeremy. Now the Jeremy we both know, but Jeremy, and he believed in the work I was doing and introduced me to the Jeremy that we both know, Salih, who is the guy. He's an amazing individual. He's like a mentor to me and so much. I'm sure he's a mentor to you and so many people. A great father, man of God, all that. And from Jeremy, he then introduced me to Nigel and then Ariel, and Ariel's been in my corner. And like from there, I met you. Because they did the breaking bread during lunchtime at Puma, and we played a little small game of SoleTies. And although you didn't get a chance to play it then, you and your brother pulled up, and I met your brother, and he was ready to take me out on the basketball court, drop 50 on me.
He wanted smoke right away.
Right away. And it was so cool, so loving, just a great experience. And from then, having learned that you designed these shoes, I said, I would love to have you as the first guest on the show, because there's so much that I think you bring to Puma. There's so much I think you bring to the design world.
And if people got the chance to know your story, things that you've been through, as well as me,
Yeah.
I think that it can be a really inspirational space where healing can occur, but also those that watch it can feel motivated and inspired. So thank you again for coming, and we're going to get right to it.
Hell yeah.
Let's get ready to play some SoleTies.
Let's
and
do it.
It's love, bro.
All
It's
love.
Love.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get right to it.
Let's do it.
SoleTies. I told you I did create this card game earlier this year, but it's an idea that I had for 3 years. And you know how to play.
I do.
For those who don't know how to play, I'm gonna just kind of explain it a little bit. So I'm gonna give you 2 How About You cards, right?
Sweet.
Those 2 How About You cards can be played, say, if you answer a question, but you also wanna know my response. You can play that, but you only get 2. So use it wisely.
So I can't, all right.
Yeah, use it wisely.
I'll use it wisely, yeah.
So each card, right, has 3 different colors on it, right? On the face side. The lighter the color, the less deep the question. The darker the color, the deeper the question. And in the middle is typically what people tend to go towards first. So I'm assuming you're gonna pick red first, the middle color. And then I would ask the question, you would respond, but based on how you respond or what you respond, I would be drawing or writing things that influence me on this shoe. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Like, say you talk about your happiest moment, then I'm gonna draw the time that you took that Peter Pan bus out in the downtown Hartford.
I got the whole row to myself.
Right, whole row.
Yeah.
But like a superstar, man. So it's love. So I'm assuming you can take the left shoe, I'll take the right shoe, and we'll get to it. So who wants to pick a card first? Should it be me? Actually, you the guest. So you will answer.
I'll answer
the question
right.
first.
I'll answer the question first.
So let me have you pick a color. We go.
Yeah. Let's start with the red. Let's start with the red, just to warm up. You know?
Warm up.
Yeah.
So, if you can take back one life-altering decision that you made, would you and why? And again, if you could take back one life-altering decision,
that is deep. That is deep.
That you made, would you and why?
I gotta think. Is it cool if I just think about it for a second?
Yeah, take a moment.
Junior year of college, I'd done the big trip cross country. I was studying industrial design, playing hoops at Wentworth, and design. You know, I was always about basketball. And then design slowly started to creep into my life, and you know, through my schooling, like it was the first time I was at school, and I was like, "Yo, I want to spend 8 hours on my homework," you know, and I truly started to love it, and that passion of that I felt for basketball was like suddenly my passion for school, and so junior year I made this. It was a very life-altering decision to drop the ball, dedicate my next year and a half to schooling, and I think I wouldn't have changed much, but the one thing I wish I changed about that was being more transparent with my coach. Because when I'm like so dedicated to something, it's hard to and you love something, it's hard to step away from it. And tell the people that have been supporting you, you've been supporting them, that you're not going to be there anymore. So the one thing I would have changed is having like more conversations before I made the decision.
Word. No, that's love. I feel that. I feel that. All right. Okay. I'm gonna match your energy. I'm gonna just go red. Too.
Red.
Yeah, I'm gonna go red.
Describe a connection that you're currently nurturing, and what makes it special.
For sure. So a connection that I'm currently nurturing and what makes it special. I don't think this is a cop-out answer, but I think it's like a very important answer. I think the connection I'm making that's important to me is a connection with myself. I feel as though, like, we all live in a world where we are always running into people, always needing to be there for people. And most times I feel as though people tend to be there for everyone else, but then don't really take a moment to pour into themselves. And, you know, they say it's hard to pour from an empty cup, but people do it every single day, right? With the little drips that they got left. Pouring that. And ultimately, I understand it because we want to give to others so that they can feel love, feel compassion, or be there, or get that sense of validation. But I think ultimately, I don't think I've truly ever nurtured that connection with myself enough. And I think that in nurturing that connection with myself, then I can better show for other people, right? Nurturing that connection with myself is me learning the things that I would like to change about me, seeing that the things that do matter to me, knowing what my principles are. And you have mentioned honesty, like that was one thing, like being honest was important. That's the one thing that you would have changed. And I think when you're more rooted in who you are, rooted in faith, rooted in God, I think ultimately that brings you to that space of honesty and being more comfortable being honest. And so honestly, again, the connection that I would love, that I'm nurturing now, and it's very difficult, very, very difficult, is a connection that I have with myself. So bro.
The honesty starts with you and then sharing it with other people. I thought that was dope. That it's not just like yourself, you know, it's like working on yourself so that you can be out in the world sharing that with
because it's important.
People.
And then again, you had, like, you mentioned your brother and how you're the younger brother, because in age you're the younger. Like, in age you're younger or older?
Age younger.
Age and younger, but you're also the older brother because you like look out for him and protect him and like provide for him in some ways. I mean, he even designed some, like, the colors. Like you inspiration for the colors, right? So it's like you work on being 100% for you, or even 90 or 80%, because I feel like that's still enough, so that you can be there for him as well.
100%.
That's fire. All right, let me
Cool.
Let's get to this next question. All right, cool.
I'm gonna hit I'll do the black, you know? I'll just say, you know, I'm gonna have to do it at some point. I might as well.
All right. He brave today. He brave today. Okay. It's a good one.
Get myself into trouble. It's a good one. Right.
Nah, it's good. Let's go. So what has the process been like learning to love yourself?
Still doing it every day. The process of learning to love myself. I feel like it's definitely been a process. You know, I'm always like, I think for the longest time I looked at like external things for validation, and it almost gave me this like fake sense of self-love, you know? So learning to love myself, I've had to drop a lot of that, a lot of like what people are thinking about me, whether it's good or bad, you know, and just like, root down, do it through movement. I think a lot of my realizations have been when I'm like exercising, you know, and it's like, damn, I got this body. I'm doing this thing, you know, whether it's basketball, dance. I do a lot of yoga too, so that's kind of like a.
I mean, your mom teach yoga. I would hope so.
When it was like from when I was younger until like 8th grade, it was forceful. Like she was like, "You're gonna do yoga," and after that, I was like, "Yo, wait, this is actually like a tool for me to, I guess, you know, love myself, being a spiritual environment through movement. So yes, it's been a journey, but I'd say like, just learning that I can move, I can be whoever I want to be, and express that. Trying to love it, you know.
Yeah, now learning to love ourselves is very important. And it is a process. I agree with you 100%. Because oftentimes, like, we're told to love, to love, to love, but where's the how?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you grow up in a household where you never saw a relationship function well between, you know, two people that are married, you carry that with you, especially as a child, right? Yeah, so it's challenging for some people, and I think we're all still trying to figure out what love is. I know for me, like a big definition of I know this is not part of the game, but you just inspired something in me. One of the big definitions for love that I look to is honestly, it's in the Bible actually, and it's like love is patient, love is like kind, like love is just, love is all these things. Love is sacrifice, love is selfless, right? And think about providing those same things to ourselves. A lot of people are struggling with loving themselves, but when you're patient with yourself, when you're graceful gracious or graceful towards yourself, when you have mercy for yourself, right? One other thing I'll say, because I like to talk sometimes.
Go ahead.
Is I started living by this quote, my self-worth is defined by the decisions that I make, right? So if I'm still trying to hang out with somebody I'm looking to date or just looking to be friends with, and they are not reciprocating the energy, but I'm still going after it. It's like my self-worth is defined literally by the fact that I'm still going after something when somebody isn't reciprocating that energy. And a lot of people do that. Right? Same thing with a job sometimes. Like we stay at a job knowing this job ain't for me. Knowing that we want to do so many things, and 20, 30, 40, 60 years later, like we're like, damn, we miserable now, right? But we always been miserable about it. But let me
high key. No, it's cool. Like just gotta I feel you.
My bad, buddy.
All right, yo. What
let me go yellow.
Yeah.
Let me go yellow.
Yo, that got deep. He got deep. Yo, that's what it's for though, right? I just learned this whole process. You know, I feel like what you were saying, I was like trying to get that out when I was talking. So I feel you.
Now we in alignment, bro.
Has your idea of love evolved over the years?
Bro, that's a hard one too. Oh man, that's low key what we was just talking about. Like the whole process, learning to love yourself. So my definition of love has changed over the years. You're not gonna draw. I'm about to say, Brody. You tapped in.
Yo, I'm listening, yo. You know what it is this side note, it's super dope. Like in class when I was younger, I'd always be doodling. The teachers would be like, yo, pay attention. But this right here, I get to doodle, listen to you. It's like,
that's love. Yeah.
How has your love evolved?
Ultimately, I think it's evolved in seeing the importance of it. Right? I think the older that I get, I see that love is important, and it's more important every single day, because to feel empty inside is a feeling that I don't like feeling, and that nobody really genuinely likes feeling. And when you move so fast in life, working or being there for everybody else, you see that, again, ultimately you have to fill yourself up. And love, in my personal opinion, again, as I get older, I see that it can fix a lot. It can fix pain. It can fix worry. It can fix judgment. Like just showing some sort of love towards somebody who's never had it before. Their eyes light up. I mean, maybe not in the first encounter, but when you consistently do it, it's like that one teacher that believed in you. That's an act of love. That belief is an act of love. And while we may not feel it when we're so young, like, oh, it's that important, but over time, it's like, dang, like that was the first act of love I ever really experienced. And so for me, I think it's just about how love is powerful, and it should be unconditional. Like if we're gonna love, allow it to be unconditional in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Just because it's unconditional doesn't mean we don't, create boundary. I don't know, because I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm just working through this. I'm still learning. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
How do you feel about love?
I've had some beautiful people in my life that I've like, been able to experience love with and grow and like learn from.
Have you ever been in love?
Yeah, I've been in love. Yeah. It's a interesting thing. It's an interesting thing, and it's like balancing yourself and how you truly feel, breaking away everything, and yeah, using it as like a special tool, And I think it's like when when you said like someone's never felt love in their eyes, like get crazy wide, and it's like, oh my God, like I feel like when I I was a little shy towards my parents when I was younger. But when like I had that moment where I was like, damn, these people love me. Beyond anything else, I feel like I had that moment.
So yeah, in terms of like basketball, I know basketball is like a big part of your life. Tell me about like either the highest scoring game that you had, or maybe tell me about like why basketball means so much to you.
Highest scoring game, I had 39.
39?
39. It was like in 8th grade. I think it was 8th grade game. Yeah. type vibe. And the game winner. That was like my I felt like a star. I was like, yo, I'm going to the NBA.
Fire.
But no, people be dropping like 40 all the time now. But why basketball means so much, like we talked about my brother a good amount, but he was always like a crazy big basketball fan. Like my family really wasn't like a basketball family. Like he made it that. There's like this picture of him when he was like 3 years old. He would always stick out his tongue like Michael Jordan. Because that was his dude. And he was always just like, for some reason, obsessed with it. Like, I don't know, people jumping crazy high, but the culture of it, but yeah.
So he inspired you to get into basketball?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because he was like, I was always, when I was younger, I started breakdancing.
Oh, you breakdance?
Yeah.
You didn't say you dance. I figured breakdance.
Yeah, because my mom was like, she was an African dancer.
Okay.
So I was always around that. And I was like, that wasn't my speed, but I started dancing, like breakdancing.
So like teach me like.
Yeah, I got
I just know that. Okay. All right.
Boom. Yeah, right there. Boom. Easy.
So, fun fact.
Yeah.
I am Jamaican household. Mom's Jamaican, father's Jamaican. I'm first generation American.
Yeah.
And I remember in high school, cause like I went to a high school where it was like Jamaican and black. I wasn't born in Jamaica, so when I hung out with the Jamaicans, I'm not Jamaican enough. I was born here, but like I come from a Jamaican household, so I'm not black enough, right?
Yeah.
So like I just kind of walked that fine line in the middle. Grew up playing soccer, but you tall, play basketball, right?
Right.
But I remember in high school, probably while you was doing scoring 39 points on the Fisher Price hoop, I was in high school with a Jamaican dance crew. We go to parties and stuff.
Yeah.
We start in the link, like, so we got,
you got you got the moves in the bag.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I'm not a dancer no more. That was like me figuring out, trying to find myself.
Yeah.
How'd you get into breakdancing though? That's wild.
There was just like I said, my mom was like always around dance.
Yeah.
And we just happened to have like B-Boy Mischief. He was like my breakdance teacher.
Okay.
And he just happened to live in the area.
Yeah.
And like my mom saw the class, signed me up, and like all of my homies were just like.
You know how to spin on your head too?
Nah.
Do you know how to do this thing with like your feet being
the flare? Nah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when I was younger, I could do like I I was getting into it. I've recently started like trying to get back into it. It's a long road.
You got the.
I got a couple.
No, show me something.
Yo, I'll break this.
Right in the middle too. All right. That's fire.
Yeah, just on the slide.
All right, let me, all right, cool. 'Cause I think I'm asking the question now, I think.
Yeah, it's
All right, what color?
let's ride. Let's do the black.
All right. Describe a moment in your life where you felt empty inside.
Oh,
Yeah, that's one of those ones.
yeah,
Because we talked about emptiness too.
yeah. Man. Yeah, I was yeah, this is heavy. I was playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was in like 7th grade, and we had this our deck got turned into the basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
You know, parents didn't like it, but me and my brother, you know, they loved us. So
The deck at the house, right?
yeah, the deck of the house.
Basketball court.
Yeah, the basketball court.
Yeah.
But I was watching my brother, and
How old were you?
Huh?
How old were you?
I think I was like had to be 12,
Okay.
13.
Yeah.
And my brother Soul, you know, I didn't even mention his name. It's like when you met him for the first time, it was like, yo, Soul pulled up the SoleTies, like this is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Soul was I was watching him, and you know, I'm working out on the deck, dribbling, and then inside, so he has LGS, which is like a seizure disorder, and he developed that when he was like 2 years old, and so it turned our family's life upside down. And when I was like hella young, I just like I kind of blocked it out, you know, as we do when we're young, we don't know what's happening. But I was working out on the court, and he was sleeping inside, and he had a seizure, and that was like, I felt like I didn't know what to do, you know. I felt empty, and I was like, I couldn't believe that I had not. It was the first time I was really realizing that, like, you know, he is battling this disorder. And I had 12 years of my life where I kind of put it to the side. And, you know, that made me feel a little empty, you know, and it was, now I look back on it and it's a beautiful moment.
Okay.
Because I grew so much, but at the time it was pretty, yeah.
Because I'm assuming you didn't really know what to do.
Yeah, I was there alone. I didn't have, you know, I'm used to having a parent. It was kind of the first time that, you know, I was able to.
Yeah, he probably was like, Mom, Dad, we can stay alone. We got this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel that.
But, yeah.
That must have been tough, man. Do you have any other moments like that?
Huh?
Do you have any other moments? Like, did that moment of emptiness, like, prepare you for the next moment of emptiness? Or?
Yeah, I mean, just like everything, when I see him in a situation where he's having a seizure after that moment, I was like, oh yeah, this is life. This is real life. I knew how to deal with it. And it was that, you know, I didn't look back on that. I was just like, you know, this is what it is. And, you know, I didn't get down, you know, I wasn't, you know, sorry for myself or him or anything. It was like, yeah, we got to keep it pushing. You know, we got a beautiful life to live. So
I think what I find beautiful as well is what you were able to learn from it. And what's so interesting is that everybody's fighting a battle, right? And that's something that you hinted towards, like from you were 12 and younger, you knew he was fighting his battle, but it's like for the first time you saw him actively fighting his battle.
Yeah.
And it just changed your whole perception on it. And but I'm sure like just him being your brother has taught you so much, and you being his brother like has taught you a lot. And it's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
My young sister, she used to have seizures as well. I worked on an ambulance for about 7 years in Hartford, and my younger sister, she used to have seizures too, and it is just it's a sad thing to witness and to see, right?
Yeah.
Even anybody in the hospital who has a condition or cancer or is dying, it's like it's really a tough thing to witness because they're actually fighting a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've also learned that like sometimes those like a lot of times those battles are beautiful because the strength it takes to get through them is you know is something that's unknown to even people like me that I'm close to. I can't understand how much he fights, and it's honestly a fucking beautiful thing to see those people stick with it and see the light at the end of the tunnel. So
it's encouraging.
Yeah,
it really is. It's encouraging. And for somebody to not be encouraged by that is like, I mean, to each their own, but come on now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you better finish that last lap.
Yeah.
All right, let's do like two, 3 more questions, and you can tell me what you drew. There you go. I'll go black. Let's go black.
Black.
Yeah.
Finish this phrase.
I learned to love. I made the game.
You made the game.
Dang. Let me do another one, cause
you answered that one too many.
I've answered that too many times. Too many times.
Yeah. Black.
Yeah.
Black. Describe a situation where forgiveness played a critical role in preparing a relationship. Repairing. Excuse me. What did it teach you about forgiveness?
So, my father wasn't in my life. My mom, she had me at 18 years old. My mom's my world. And my father, he was not around. He wasn't really in my life. He was he did activities that caused him to become deported. You know, everybody chooses their path in life. And so I remember, again, when I went on this retreat, see, I didn't realize that not having the presence of somebody who can provide something that a mother might not be able to provide, this was essential, especially as a man. Because think about it, like, I never had a male role model outside like my uncle, and maybe my grandfather. But when you look for that father figure and you don't have it, a lot of times you begin to search in places that may not be conducive to your growth. So you start searching it in women or whatever your preference is. You might search for it in basketball, right? You might search for it in sports. You might search for it in religion, in church. You might search for it in the streets.
Yeah.
And so for me, I searched for the sense of validation that I probably was looking for from a father in all these aspects, every one of these arenas and realms. So I never realized that I held on to so much. I never realized that I held on to, like, I remember talking to one of my mentors and I was talking about the concept of abandonment. And when you're born, the first experience of abandonment is when you come out the womb and that doctor takes you away from your mother.
Yeah.
That's abandonment, low key. The first experience of abandonment, and you go home and mom's not always around. You sleeping in the crib. That's like a second experience of abandonment. There might be so many experiences, and we don't have that level of security. It then affects you so much. And so I began to realize that I would blame my mother, who was always hard on me, for being hard on me, but she only did what she needed to. And she was the one who stayed in my life. And my father was the one who did not. And so I started to realize that I need to forgive, one, like my father and also myself for being so hard on my mother.
Yeah.
Right. And since then, like since writing that letter at that retreat, that Freedom Homies retreat in Atlanta, sharing that with the other dudes, burning that piece of paper.
Yeah.
This was like 3 weeks ago, right before my birthday. I felt free. I was like, yo, I'm gonna let go of this. I can't control the past. Yes, it's affected me, but I'm better than it. Right. And so I stand here today and just a little bit more free than I ever was. You know, and forgiveness is essential.
Yeah.
Right? I even find myself forgiving. I don't hold grudges, and that's a gift that I believe I have. I just something happens, I'll be mad, and I'm like, you know what, life will go on, I'll be all right, and I don't hold grudges. But yeah, that's So
Yeah.
I'm about to pick this one. I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna go black. Actually, let me go. Yeah, let me go black. I want you to share a story of a friend who supported you during a tough time. I got one of those too.
Friend that supported me through a tough time. My boy, Noah Ramos. He's been been my friend since like kindergarten, first grade, like, you know, day one type activities. And he was born in New York. His whole family moved out to this like hippie town where Woodacre, California. Yeah, we've been homies. Like his dad was, you know, they came into this like hippie community, and their whole family impacted it so much because it was like they were from New York. They were New York people. They, you know, they had that swag to them.
New York swag.
Yeah, yeah. And so Anua, I mean, he was like, that's my brother right there. And you know, he kind of like acted as this like this like brother right next to me, that we were doing all the same activities. You know, when my brother couldn't, he was there. And yeah, I think like during college, I was having like a really tough time. And
With what exactly?
you know, I was trying to I was trying to find myself. Basketball was heavy, schoolwork was heavy, and I wasn't finding that time to really take a step back and like, am I good right now? You know, because I was mentally, I was struggling, and I was struggling so much that I was like, you know, I think I lashed out at him, you know, over some dumb shit. But you know, it was one of those moments where it's like, damn, I just like told my brother, my best friend, like, you know, I don't care about you, whatever. And dude is so strong that you know, the next day we're talking about it. You know, we can have this conversation at you know, everything got escalated, and then we were able to just like have this deep conversation, be like, damn, man, I love you. You know. And that was like, damn, this dude's here to support me. He's here to make me better. And like anything that happens, like we can chop it up, you know. And so
it's great to have something like that.
Yeah.
What qualities do you value in a friendship? Or what do you think some important qualities, you know?
Oh, honesty, you know. Honesty. Yeah. Which dude is hella good at. You know, he's that New York. He's about to be honest for whatever, you know. That I really enjoy, like, you know, people being themselves, for real. Like that's something I value in all my friends, is like, you know, you're yourself, you're on your own wavelength, and then just love, man. If someone's you know, down to, you know, spread the love, be kind, help people out. Where I'm from, we're like, I'm bad at it now, but like when I was younger, high school, like if you see trash on the ground, like you pick that trash up and you throw it away. There's a trash can right there. So it's like, if a homie's down to like make the world a little bit better by doing small acts, like
You
that's
know what they say. They say character is what you do when nobody's looking.
yeah.
Let's do 2 more questions, and I really want to share what I drew, and also
Yep.
want to know what you drew.
Describe how you find strength during challenging moments.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. During challenging moments, I feel like I got a routine. I just exist in the challenging moment and embrace it. I'm taking it for what it is in that moment. Even if I don't want to feel it, I need to feel it and acknowledge what feelings I'm feeling. And then I'm thinking about, because I feel fearful, I feel scared in challenging moments. I do. I feel scared. I feel fearful. Because how do you know if you're gonna get through it?
Yeah.
You know, you've gotten through challenging moments in your past, but what if this one's different? What if this one's the one that's gonna break you? And so I do get scared and I do get fearful. And in that, the thing that I look for is peace. Right? Peace that can surpass it all. Peace that goes beyond my understanding. And so I pray, and I give it to God, and then I will like go talk to people. I'll go talk to, I have a group of friends that I've known since kindergarten.
Yeah.
And then I have friends that I've met in the past 3 years, like the team that's here recording. And their belief in me is also what I'm reminded of that helps me through challenge times. Like, I can't give up because I have a group of friends and a team who depends on me. And that dependence, they don't depend on me, but I add value to their life. And because I add value to life, I want to continue to add value to their life. And so I think to myself, all right, this is a challenging moment that I have to get through. And that encourages me, it empowers me. In addition to that, again, I pray, I talk to family, and I do have, again, these friends from kindergarten to 12 to my whole entire life. And they all are different. My cousin would always say, your friends are an extension of you. I feel like I'm multifaceted. I'm dynamic, in my personal opinion. Humbly speaking.
Dynamic.
Right? Humbly speaking, respectfully, I'm dynamic. And so I have the friend who, if I want to go to an event, have a real good time, call him my guy.
Yeah.
I got a friend who, if I need to talk through some creative stuff, help plan this out, I got my guy.
Yeah.
I got a friend who, if I'm really going through something and I need somebody to just listen to me and give me some advice, give me the real, I got my guy. And so I will also go to the people that I know can refill my spirit and just help me maintain that place of peace. And ultimately after all of that, I get active. You feel me? It's time to go out and figure out, do what I gotta do. I gotta do this. I gotta hit the gym. I gotta glow back up. All right, cool. I'm about to do that.
Like,
simple as that, man.
Yeah. The people around you are so impactful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very, very impactful, very important.
Yeah.
Because being in that space like by yourself, it's tough when you just when you feel like you don't have anybody around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even when you talked about Ramos, like, even him being there for you, like, you might have not seen the value in it then, but now in hindsight, like, oh, dang, I needed that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he was still, pushing me to keep being better and focus on my mental health. So that's love. It's the last question.
Last question.
All right, cool. Are you enjoying yourself? Good.
Is that the question?
No, that's not the question. No.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. This is cool. Dope. I'm getting better at hearing what you're saying and drawing. And like capturing everything in a little.
I wish I was a better artist though. I mean, my guy, I can't wait. I can't wait to really see what you created, man. I draw stick figures. That's my thing.
Yo, I got some stick figures on there though.
All right, cool. Yours probably got like actual meat and body in it. I just a stick.
Yeah. Let's go brown.
All right.
Let's
It's a real good one. Good way to end it. How would achieving your most ambitious dream change your life?
How would achieving my most ambitious dream?
Yeah.
For real, like doing this shoe, this was an ambitious dream of mine. Like since I was in 5th grade, like my 5th grade autobiography, it was like the last few pages, the last section was like, what is future you? What are your dreams? And in 5th grade, I was like, I want to be a sneaker designer. I think it was like either I want to go to the NBA or be a sneaker designer. So I'm like, 5'10".
I mean, low key, you kind of in the NBA because like you work with NBA athletes, like you rounded, facts.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just like being around it. That's what I wanted to do. Because my family, we sit in front of the TV and watch NBA like all childhood. Like we all loved it. So I was like, I want to do that. I want to share that with my family. And so, I think one of my biggest dream was to design a shoe, and it happens that it's like with a NBA athlete. I even got like, and then like two months ago, Soul visited me when you met him.
Yep.
And I think we left that event. And then we went right to a Mellow meeting.
Fire.
Soul was in the Mellow meeting. And it was like, damn, I got, for my brother, like the number one person, like he's in this room with the NBA player. Like, I think that was a goal of mine and a dream of mine. And I made it happen. So that was a blessing for me.
Big facts. I love that.
And like, after this moving forward, it's like, I gotta see what's good, what's next. I think it's gonna be, something. We started off talking about accessibility. I think one of my next goals that I'm chasing is to make fucking everything that we're wearing, more accessible to people with disabilities. So.
Like what? Can you give me an example? I mean, like you don't gotta.
I want to do, I think like t-shirt. Like everyone wears t-shirts every day. We all got t-shirts on. What makes a t-shirt just like a little bit more accessible? If that's like
easier to put on. I'm guessing.
Easier to put on, easier to purchase. Even if there was like, Braille on the tag, like what size? How can you push just a simple white t-shirt and make it inclusive for one more group of people, So I think that's gonna be tied into the next dreams. And
because I feel like that's like with merch now, there's merch that is for mental health. You know what I mean? Just a quote, something positive. But accessibility, I feel like that's fire. I feel like that's dope, man. So I'm just coloring right now. I feel like I'm back in.
I wanna put some color on mine. I'm like,
facts. Bit about what I drew. So, hi. So where do I start? Thank you so much for being honest, open, transparent, vulnerable, all the above. And I'll be honest, I don't remember all the questions, but I'm
looking at this
right? I just know there's meaning in it. Right? There's meaning. And so I'll start with I drew an empty glass because it was about a time that you felt empty. And the cup is empty, it's blue, right? And there's like a little bit of water in it. But there's that little porch that y'all had. I drew a little basketball. I drew a 12-year-old you, 13-year-old Soul.
Yes, sir.
And then I know you mentioned I drew some Z's because Soul was sleeping, had a seizure, and there was a moment in your life when you really, really felt empty inside. But that moment had taught you to keep pushing. And so I wrote keep pushing on the side. And then we talked about your friend Ramos from New York, so I put the little NY, got a little kindergarten and a star next to it, because that's when y'all met.
And I drew the little peace sign because he brought peace to the community, him and
Yeah.
his family. And you know, during the time when you were finding yourself, he was there for you, and that really meant a lot to you. Life. I remember it was something in one of the first questions about life, a change that you had.
Yeah.
And so I drew life. I drew like some 2 arrows in a circle. I drew a city and an airplane because it was from going to college, go play basketball. And then remember there was something about 8 hours. Forget. I just wrote 8 hours for something.
8 hours.
Yeah. You'll think about it. Yeah. But it was junior year. And
Oh, doing homework.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then being honest, something that you learned that you wish you did more of, was be more honest. And in that process, learning to love yourself. I drew mountains, but I also drew a heart at the top of each peak. And they're different sizes because it is a process. But I got you, the little stick figure right here dancing to music, because movement, right? And then your most ambitious dream on the front. This is my ambitious dream. This sneaker. My dream, right?
Key.
And then something that you had since 5th grade to be a sneaker designer, and you are that, and that's amazing and remarkable. And letting go. So you said letting go of memories, and so I drew like a cloud, like a memory cloud with some smiley face, memory cloud with a house in it. Cali, because coming to Boston, new everything, but you're achieving and you're doing great. And so this is what I got. This is what I drew. This is
Fire.
This is what I got for you, man.
I love that. It's like a meaningful custom. You know, it's like this. It could be the most beautiful, crazy, intricate drawing in the world, and it wouldn't mean as much as this. And that's a beautiful thing.
On the shoe that you designed.
It's so simple. Yeah, exactly.
It's a moment.
Yeah, it's a moment, man.
It's a moment.
It's a moment. Yeah. I'll share what I drew. I'll start right here. I just wrote big heart with important, because like, you're always bringing love, and being able to feel that love. And I think you were talking about a lot of people don't want to fill themselves with love, and you do that, it's a tool. So using it as a tool, we're using it as a tool right now, sharing those experiences. And I thought it was dope when you were like, people that don't experience love and they light up, and they finally experience it, and seeing the look on their face, that was something that stood out for me, because there's a lot of people in this world that are yet to feel it, and that's a cool, beautiful thing. Right here, I have the little you figuring out how to love yourself. So it's like a filled in circle with a heart, and then empty circle with the heart. So it's like you're figuring out the link between the two, and then you're sharing that link with these. I just drew little dots for people, and you just share it. So it's starting within and then branching out. And then it says honest, being honest with yourself.
It's funny, I don't mean to cut you off, but like as I'm looking and listening to you, I'm just seeing how much more where I want to see myself, like how much more I want to grow, because I mean, I'm not perfect, I'm flawed in all regard, but I just know deep down at my core who I hope to be and who I hope to become. Word.
Yeah, that's dope. And then that in 2019, you went to go shoot for the stars, make this film. You pitched it, and didn't go anywhere. And that didn't set you back.
No, never.
That didn't set you back. And I thought the pivot point, like, we kind of got the same little thing going. But the pivot point, that's dope. And I feel like everyone experiences that, and just knowing that it's moving you to something better, which it did. Yeah, you know, and
Being here.
yeah, being here is literally, this was the pivot, you
Could have been in
know.
Hollywood
So,
making a film or something. But nah, we here.
Yeah, we're here, sharing love.
That's crazy. So I met. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Nah, not going.
I met Lacey Jordan, she's a creative designer out of LA at a Snipes event that Jeremy was speaking at. And I shared SoleTies. I gave her SoleTies, and she's like, "This is fire." And then she also said, "You never know. You never know if everything you've done before this moment is leading you up to this moment, right?" And so I looked at them like, "Yeah, that's a word."
Yeah, that is a word.
Word.
And then I drew when you were talking about your mom, and she's the world to you, and then, you know, you kind of felt like you had to blame some stuff on her just because you didn't, you know, necessarily have that father figure in your life, and you were kind of always looking. I got little binoculars. You were always looking to, you know, express that in basketball or women or something else, and find that validation. And, you know, you just had to push through, and then that kind of gave you forgave your mom for kind of letting her have it, or, you know, being frustrated with her, and realizing that, you know, she's always in your corner. She's always loving you. And so, yeah. And then this last one, this is my favorite, low key, the challenge, you know, and like creating these people around you that, like, you know, you're challenged, and you can just like step out, talk to somebody, and, you know, just have this conversation, much like we're doing right now.
Thanks.
You know, and just like, yeah, diving into that challenge, being present in the challenge, you know, with peace, with love, and all while you're praying. So, yeah, and then I got like, I was just doing dots for people, but I got what does this say? Advice.
Different people give different things.
You need someone to step out with. I can't read this last one. I forget what was it. Oh, create with.
Got you.
To create with.
That's love.
So, yeah. And believe because they believe. So.
No, that's love. That's love. Nah, I'm so grateful to have had you here to experience this like soul connection. And I created this, not the sneaker, but this designer sneaker based on your story, right?
Yeah.
And so this is you, my guy. This is in case we need, we just got to buy the other shoe at the store.
We walking around with one color shoe,
But nah, this is Soul Connection. I'm so grateful to have you. And if you want to say, better yet, we're gonna do one last question. We don't gotta draw, but we'll both answer this question. You can pick. Finish this phrase. Beneath my skin, I am. This is question number one.
Yeah.
You can finish that phrase. Beneath my skin, I am blank. Or the other question is, what do you wish people knew about you?
Beneath my skin, I'm a peaceful warrior. Yeah.
What's that? What's a piece of wood? I want to know.
I wanna, I wanna move through this world with love. You know, and you know, make everyone who I interact with today maybe a little bit better. And you know, I have this kind of direction. I think the warrior part is kind of like I have this direction where I wanna, you know, create goodness, you know, and maybe impact some people in a way they didn't think they would be impacted, or like teach them something that maybe they didn't realize, or just trying to trying to spread the love and follow that direction. Yeah, yeah.
Nah, love.
Yeah,
And as for me, as we close out, beneath my skin, I am evolving.
yeah.
I'm just learning from my past, learning from my mistakes, learning what it means to be me, learning what it means to be there for others, learning every single day. And when I do fall, one thing I gotta remind myself is you can't fall off the ground.
High key.
That is Soul Connection.
Yeah.
Thank you again, bro.
I appreciate you. Love is love. Yeah.